Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Ryan. First things first, I'm gonna see if I can actually make sure that my live is working on YouTube, and it looks like it is. Heck yeah. Okay. So yesterday we had some technical issues. I'm not sure why the live was not working, but I was able to get it going today. Um, so gonna get right into things. The draft is already kicking off in round two. If you weren't here yesterday, this is called Epic Mock 26. My guy Dale's probably going to start here soon and join me. But there's a lot of players still on the board. And we were able to take Mansour Delane in round one. And the reason we were able to take Mansour Delane in round one is because all the other guys that we wanted were gone. So today, obviously, we got two picks in this round, in round two and round three. Our goals are going to be to add to the defense again, obviously, but then also to potentially, yeah. Hey, thanks, Austin. All right, I think Dale's here, so I'm gonna go ahead and add him on here.
Yeah, I'm here, just not on cam yet. But hey, I see that it's working. Austin commenting. Thank you, Austin, for making sure. Like I was trying to talk to Austin last night, and I'm like, "No, dude, we're live. Like the picks are coming in. Like, no."
I honestly don't know what happened because it did everything, but whatever. It's live. It's on the channel now, and so yeah, we've already got picks rolling in. But Dale, I wanted to read off the consensus guys that are still available right now.
Because there's a lot of picks coming in. So
yeah, we're two picks in already. But there's on the consensus big board, Akeem Mesidor is still there. Emmanuel McNeil Warren is still there.
Yeah.
Let's see. No one cares about Ty Simpson.
And Terrell went at 33. That would have been a guy I would have loved to get at 41.
Cade McDonald is still there. And the Bills traded back to one pick behind us, who the Bills I thought for sure would be going after Caden. CJ Allen still there.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of talk that Bengals had visits with Rodriguez. I don't think they expect Allen to be there at 41, but if he is, I'm running that to the podium. He's my linebacker 3.
And then you've got Caleb Banks, who I'm pretty low on, Zion Young, Brandon Cisse, Emmanuel Pregnon, Chris Johnson, R. Mason Thomas.
I like Thomas a lot more than Zion Young. I just want to mention that as you go through it, because Zion Young to me is like, I would even not be happy in the third.
Yeah, me neither. I'm pretty low on him. Plus, I know he had some off the field issues this year, so that makes it even worse.
Yep. But DUI, I think.
Yep. But then we've got Gabe Akis, Lee Hunter, Anthony Hill Jr., Jake Golday. So I mean, D'Angelo Pons.
We're gonna get a good player at 41.
We're gonna get a good player, and honestly, it'd be hard not to like. This would feel like a trade back move, honestly.
Now, to recap, we did take Delane, just so everybody knows. So that could be a reason not to take Pons, but I'm not saying completely not to do it, but it would be like, all right, you take back-to-back corners with DJ and Dax on contract years.
Yeah.
That would signify the end for at least Dax Hill, I feel like.
Oh, for sure. And that would be one of those that you wonder, like, they'd probably run with it this year, but for sure they'd be letting one of those guys go in the offseason.
I just was going to say, it would only make sense like if you had a trade worked out for someone to take Dax at that point. So you got Delane, you're playing him and DJ Turner on the outside, and then Pons is slotting in, and you feel really good about your starting 3 there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you right now, what of the guys that I read off the list, what are you kind of like leaning towards?
Did you say Rodriguez? Is he gone?
He went in the first round, yeah. Which I think he could.
Which is fine, but that means he went over CJ Allen. So CJ Allen for me, who I actually still have Anthony Hill also above Rodriguez, but they're very close, and I could understand taking Rodriguez over Hill. I do think the Bengals are probably going to be more in on Anthony Hill than some people want.
Yeah.
Because he can bring it off the edge. Like, he is almost an edge rusher at times. You talk about Arvell Reese doing that. I think he's that.
Yeah,
and more proven at doing it. Yeah.
I like him a lot. I like Anthony Hill. I know he falls to round 3 a lot in the mocks. I don't think that'll happen on draft night.
I don't either.
So again, that's why I think I could see a round 2 trade back happening. It doesn't seem like there's much interest in that here.
I was going to say I'm open to that too. Like,
yeah, so I'll put it in the chat, in the GM chat just to see. But
I mean, just to throw out fillers, and maybe somebody's guy's there and it happens late. So, if we're not making our pick right away, but we're going to have an idea of what we want to do, as any GM should. You should have them playing A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
And you see that, right? Like, that's one thing I love. They do these videos, with these teams, and it's like, well, they've got this trade in the works like 3-4 picks ahead of time. But if there are guys there, they're just going to stick and pick.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting. Like, what are your thoughts on if Cade McDonald is there at 41?
Yeah, I'm taking him. So on our show, Bengals and Brews, shameless plug, Chop went crazy with it and did 3 trade downs in the first round. We just kept trading down. We didn't like what was there. We just kept trading down. So then we're on the board, and we had Terrell and McDonald at like pick 29, I believe it was, that we finally ended up at. And I said, take McDonald. Slayton's on the last year of his deal. We don't know. McKinley Jackson requested a trade at one point and hasn't. Like, we like McKinley Jackson, or at least I do, as a prospect and a player to be part of that room. But we don't know how the Bengals feel. There's a reason that he was inactive so much. So
for sure.
Late in the last year was deal, Caleb McDonald would be a fantastic pick at 41. And like I said, when we traded down, any time in the 20s, I would feel good about Caleb McDonald as well.
Yeah, I think he's 18 overall on my board, I think. So that's like
for me. So
yeah. So like I would be ecstatic with him, honestly. And any of the linebackers here, Cade McDonald here, I could be talked into Gabe Akis here.
Yeah.
And then the other one.
How about Malachi Lawrence? Did he go?
I believe he did. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He went to the Cowboys at 27.
I was just going to say at 41, I would be in on him. He's a top 50 player for me. Similar to Akis. I have him ahead of Akis. That's the only thing that made me think that.
My other question, the one guy who's still on the board here that I didn't talk about, which I'm still honestly surprised is still there, is Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Yep.
If we took Delane in round 1 and Emmanuel McNeil-Warren in round 2, I mean, talk about locking up the defensive backfield. Would you take him above McDonald or one of the linebackers?
Man, I might have to pull my board up because, like, I am a big believer in best player available. Off the top of my head, Ted Hurst goes to the Titans. That's a tad early for me, but I do like him. But the upside is real. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to find him on the. Okay, he's 77 overall on the consensus board right now. So
he's outside my top 50, so he's probably somewhere in that range for me as well. But I will always have this if Ted Hurst goes this high, having Hugh Jackson on the show, and I'm like, give me a Georgia State player. I love the draft. Give me a guy for next year to think of that. And he's like, Ted Hurst. Like, didn't hesitate and talked about Ted Hurst. And then what he did again this year for Georgia State and now has blown up and really good testing, like 4.42, elite size. Like, there is sky-high potential with this guy, but you're still talking about potential. You're still talking about something that scares me personally this high. 3rd round, great. He could go top of the 3rd, cool. Top of the 2nd's a bit rich.
Yeah, he actually came into on Twitter Spaces. He came into a space with some Bengals fans. Because he one of the Bengals fans, I guess, coached him as a kid. And so he came in and just chatted up with us, and he seems like a really genuine dude. Yeah. I do really value him as a player. Who we got? Uh-oh.
Sorry, Dale. I forgot I found the link. How y'all doing?
Good. But yeah, so I would be down for Ted Hurst in round 3, but round 2 is a little crazy for me. So
yeah, we just had Ted Hurst go 35th, Greg, and I was talking about when we had Hugh on and he brought this kid up.
Hugh Jackson's like Ted Hurst, or keep an eye out for him. I'm like, okay, Georgia State, he's probably going to be like, what, a 5th round pick? And all of a sudden, he just keeps booming. Would he fit the Bengals at all, or no?
I think he's an outside guy.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool to have him on.
Yeah, I mean, if they did get him, you'd probably see Jamar inside even more. But I don't know. I'm more a fan of getting a guy like a Skylar Bell, Zachariah Branch, Cyrus Allen, those type of guys that are clearly more of an inside guy that can go outside a little bit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So give me speed, give me return ability.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was your first round pick again to refresh my memory?
Mansour.
Okay, so second round. Who we got in the second round? Or
well, this is updating, so all these other teams are making the picks for Greg and anybody watching. So as this pops up on the screen here, this is Draft Professor Jim putting this in live as other teams are making their picks on different streams.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, actually, we're typing it in ourselves, but yeah, it's going.
Okay.
It's going live. That's why you see all these little cursors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now there's a pretty stacked board. So we've got Akeem Messidor still there. Emmanuel McNeil Warren is still there. Caden McDonald still there. CJ Allen is still there. Let's see. Brandon Cisse, Emmanuel Pregnon, Chris Johnson still there. R. Mason Thomas, Lee Hunter and Christian Miller, Anthony Hill, Jake Golday, Gabe Akis. So, I mean,
it'd be hard for us not to have a good player still on the board as we're waiting. Currently, what is up is 35 with the Titans. We are picking at 41 with the Bengals.
I mean, if Caden McDonald is there, you run to the podium, right?
Yeah. I would have a hard time going anywhere else.
Well, did Dale tell you about the crazy traybacks we did today on our show?
Oh, I loved it. I was watching most of it. I was like, I came in and you guys had McDonald and like 1,000 other picks. I'm like, how did you get 1,000 picks?
We traded down 3 times in the first
there
round.
It goes. Freaking Raiders.
Yeah.
Did you take them? Oh.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, as they should. Honestly, he shouldn't make it to the second round if we're being honest.
No.
And that's like, I was like, we have to take him here in the late 20s after we traded down 3 times. I'm like,
yeah, I hear you. Is Jake Golday?
Is
Jake Golday too rich to take in the second round?
Well, it depends on who's there. Because right now CJ Allen's still on the board.
The Georgia linebacker Greg that I have as my 3rd linebacker is still on the board. I imagine he gets sniped soon too. The Giants they traded up and took Styles, so they're not going to take CJ Allen. The Browns would be dumb not to take CJ Allen as I'm looking at teams coming up because you know what they've lost at linebacker with Owusu Koromoa maybe never playing, and then they lost Evan Bush. I know that they have the kid from UCLA, Carson Swessinger, who was incredible last year, but pair him up with CJ Allen, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
All right, the Giants got their pick in already with Emmanuel Pregnon. He's a guy that, this range makes perfect sense for him. I could see him going anywhere from like 25 to 55. But I know, the Beast has him ranked 2nd, 3rd round. So if he could be there in the 3rd round, absolutely. But
has played more left. We talked about that a little bit yesterday too. Like he has played more left. And I think for the Bengals, I think they, if we're talking 3rd round, Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech, who's played a lot, and he's just nasty. And I didn't think he was going to test as well as he did, to be honest.
Yeah, and he's snapping for some, is what they were saying too, right?
Which we could also use. So, that versatility, Rutledge would be a guy that you have to circle if he's there in the 3rd.
There goes another D tackle.
I'm okay with that one, to be honest. What are your thoughts on Miller? Because I'm he doesn't have the production. You see the athleticism. You see it. Georgia didn't ask him to rush the passer. Pretty good run. He has screamed Chris Jenkins to me. I've had it in the draft guide for 8 months. I've had it in the draft guide. Feels like Chris Jenkins. Have I not, Greg, when it comes to Kristen Miller, talked about?
Somebody posted that they wanted him for the Bengals one time, and I just responded with a gif of, we already have one at home. Like, because that's what it feels like. It's the same player. And as much as I like the upside and I'm hoping we see more out of Chris Jenkins, there's not a role for him on our team, I don't think.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
I take it Woods is already off the list also.
Yeah, he is. He went like 28 or something like that. All right, so now we're getting close. So we've got Amanda McNeil-Warren is still on the board.
Yeah.
Akeem Messidor is still on the board. CJ Allen still on the board. And then after that, we jump down quite a bit to R. Mason Thomas. There's a couple corners, but I don't think we'd take one after going round one already.
And Rodriguez went, Greg, too, because I asked that if you were thinking about him. Yeah. But let's
I'll take him.
Well, let's kind of rank those top three on your board, Ryan, and have that discussion because we're the Bengals War Room right now.
Yeah.
So we're looking at, we'll see who goes off the board, but let's stack them up on our board. McNeil-Warren. Hold on. McNeil-Warren. And then CJ Allen.
CJ Allen. And then what? Messidor,
yes. That is a good three. And honestly, how would you stack them, Greg? And then we'll go to Ryan, and then I'll kind of, as I percolate my board in my head.
Okay, so my options are CJ Allen, Messidor. Who's he again? I feel
the Miami defensive end that's 25 with some foot concerns, but we thought he'd go in the first.
Well,
and
you can wipe off McNeil-Warren.
Okay. McNeil-Warren gone.
We got to stop saying players' names.
No, this is what's going to happen, but that's why you're talking about this. And
all
then
right,
you get to the point. There's only what? There's only one pick left.
One more pick, yeah. So we got CJ Allen. Yeah, CJ Allen, Messidor, Lee Hunter, Jake Golday. Those are the type of guys I'm thinking. Personally, I can't go anywhere but CJ Allen at this pick.
Same.
Because I'm more comfortable. Like even if McNeil-Warren was still there, I'm more comfortable with the safeties in round 3 than I am the linebackers in round 3. And the Bengals are making it clear they want a linebacker.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
And this is a middle linebacker. Like this is the guy who calls plays because he did it at Georgia. He said, I was calling the defensive plays. And he started all 3 years at Georgia, and we know the talent they have on that defense. Was at Georgia 3 years, started all 3 years.
So I do have a message from the GM of the Chargers. They would be interested in 41 and moving up from 55. And the only offer would be, like the offer right now would be 55 and Kamani Vidal.
How about you go fuck yourself, Chargers? Sorry, not to curse on your show, Ryan. I forget we're not on.
But Ryan, the most important question about some of these players that are available: did all their teammates come to their birthday parties? I need to know that.
Yeah, exactly.
I am so locked in on CJ Allen. There is no world he should be there at 41, in my opinion. I love CJ Allen. I clipped up CJ Allen so much. I have him as a top 20, 25 player.
But
there's no world at 41.
But Ryan, you're a UC fan. Come on, help me out here, buddy.
Hey, I personally love Jake Golday.
It's cool.
Yeah, same. I love him too, Greg. I sold you on him.
No, Dale sold me on him. No. CJ, I didn't read into Allen because I just didn't think he was going to be there. You got to take him. This takes me back when I wanted Connor Barwin really badly, but Ray Maluga was sitting there.
Yeah.
And that was a no-brainer that year.
And yeah, right now we're just waiting for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have a few more minutes to make their pick.
I would be shocked if the Chiefs would take CJ Allen here. Did they take a DN? I can't remember. They took McCoy. So they should 100% take Messidor here if I was the making the pick for the Chiefs.
Yeah, there's that 25-year-old Messidor.
No, I know, but and honestly, okay, let's say we have them both. We have Messidor on the board. We could use edge, and he's an instant impact guy. He's a great pass rusher. It's not crazy to take him at 41. Right. But I think I would still take CJ Allen. CJ Allen is higher on my personal board anyways.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask the Chargers GM who they are moving up for because he said his guy came off the board right after he sent it anyways. So I'm wondering if he was trying to come up for either Emmanuel Pregnon or Christian Miller, maybe.
Yeah. Either way, I'm not trading out of CJ Allen.
Yeah, and especially that far down, like going from 41 to 55. First off, I would need a third and something to go that far down.
Yeah, that's pretty far down. Like, and the Bengals are typically comfortable moving within 10 picks in the second.
Yeah, and I do think on draft night there's a real world where there's 5 to 10 guys they like, and they move down to try to get an extra third or even a fourth and a fifth. There's some teams that have multiple fourths, multiple fifths, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them do that on draft day.
I don't think CJ Allen will be available at 41, though. If he is, they'd be dumb to trade down in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. If he were available, I would be irate if they traded down.
Bro, and that'll be Greg, you'll be at the Project Game Day draft event. So CJ Allen's the pick at 41. Man, it's lit,
dude. I'll be psyched for that, man. I'll be very, very psyched.
Well, the reaction for a second round linebacker would be way different than when Demetrius Knight came off the board.
Well, when Demetrius Knight, I was just like, I asked someone, "What's your take on Demetrius Knight? In 4 years, he's going to retire."
Well, the crowd definitely went mild. They were angry last year.
Well, I thought it was going to be Tate. I thought it was going to be Tate Rat. I think we all wanted Tate Ratledge or Xavier Watts, right?
Yeah. And both would have been great picks, honestly.
Xavier Watts had an incredible rookie season too.
Yeah, Al Golden and coached him. Clearly, there was something about him he did. I mean, I didn't understand that.
I was really surprised.
And I love the Fairchild pick, but I will still go back to the hindsight 2020. Give me Tate Ratledge in the second, and give me Watts in the third.
Yeah.
That would have been a dream day 2 last year.
All right, I'm going to go check. So the Chiefs so far, they have taken Jamal McCoy.
Yep.
And then they took, here we go, TJ Parker.
Okay, so I forgot they took an edge, so that's why they're not going to take Messidor. I forget that other pick.
Yeah, they have 1 minute left and haven't made the pick, so I'm not exactly sure what
corner
happens.
Like, who's the Chris? I would take Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, that's who I
No,
would
they
take.
took McCoy. They took McCoy. My bad.
Still, they need two.
Yeah, they could use two, but they also trust their D coordinator to just make the corners great, which is
and the Chiefs
receiver. Who's the receivers?
I'm not sure who the top one would be. I'm gonna be mad if it's because the admin pick is coming in if he doesn't make the pick soon. And I wouldn't be surprised if they throw them CJ Allen. I'd be so angry.
Oh, that would because I don't think they would take it.
No, me neither. So I think Chris Bell is the highest rated on the consensus, and then there's Brazel, Jeremy Bernard.
Yeah, I could see Bernard here.
Caleb Banks. All right, good. I don't like him anyways.
Yeah, but hey, great spot for him.
It actually is, and of course it would be good. All right, so is there anything? Is it even worth talking about?
No, now it says Lee Hunter. Now it says Lee Hunter.
Oh, it says Lee Hunter. They changed it. Okay.
What?
But I mean, for us, is it worth talking about, or are we just going with CJ Allen, who's absurdly still here?
Don't overthink it. Just do it.
All right, I'm gonna just scroll up, double check, make sure I didn't miss it. Because I'm still honestly shocked that it's happening. Nobody sees CJ Allen, do they?
No. Last time I checked.
I mean, this is just like a no-brainer pick. Like, we could talk about some other players. We talked about D'Angelo Pons, like Jake Golday. There's guy Anthony Hill that would be interesting, but there's no world I don't take CJ Allen and go, man, I got my green dot linebacker. And I feel so good about it.
Yeah. So Dale, break it down. What does year one look like if this happens?
Oh man, year one for CJ Allen is you have your once again green dot player, your leader in the middle, can call defenses. He's going to pick it up quick, just like he did at Georgia. Started immediately with some talented players that have gone in the NFL while he was there at the same position.
Yeah.
the read and react, like everything he does is elite. And my biggest concern from summer scouting was coverage. And I thought his coverage was better this year, a lot better. And I'm like, he's a good athlete. He's so instinctive. He's still probably only 21 years old. Like, this kid is sky is the limit. CJ Allen in the second round is a dream.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you're looking at it now, we've got this centerpiece in the middle of our defense that can be a leader. I mean, if you can do it at Georgia at a high level, I'm pretty confident that you're going to be able to handle it at the next level too. And I absolutely love CJ Allen.
Woo! I'm Ric Flair wooing this pick because honestly, like if this really happened, sorry, no, I didn't mean to trigger the dog. But like Mansour Delane, we were kind of like, man, we wanted to trade down. We didn't love the options, but getting CJ Allen in the second, we go, I see the vision.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ecstatic, and I mean, we've got another 30-something picks till we go on for round 2, and there's probably going to be like if you're in round 3 now, we're probably looking at maybe a defensive tackle if there's one there, but I could honestly see safety. I could see us going an offensive side and going after like an offensive lineman, maybe even a wide receiver.
Did Branch go? Like we're talking about guys like that.
No, he has not gone.
Yeah. Well, it's way early to be throwing out names. I get that. But
yeah.
In my head, and this is what the Bengals should be doing. Who might fall? Who might be there? Let's start stacking. Let's start thinking based on what we already took. Let's take some other players off the board at positions. And Grayson Halton still, for me, when we talk D tackle, would be a fun one.
Yeah, so with CJ Allen, the way I break down this pick, like he's ranked 33rd overall on the consensus big board right now. I'm pretty sure on mine, I'm going to pull up mine just to check overall on my big board. But I know it's higher than that. Yeah, I have him 23 overall on my big board. And to get my 23rd overall player, I'm so far I've got Mansour Delane, who's actually my 5th overall rated player, and our 23rd ranked player at 10 and 41. Me personally, with my rankings, I'm hyped.
I got Delane at 8, and we got him at 10, so I'm good with that. And we talked about that last night. I'm going to pull up my rankings here. I'm going to have to go into my email, but I know I have CJ Allen in the 20s.
Yeah. Hey, Dale, I'm probably going to hop off. I'm going to join up. I got another show I got to hop on. So it's good talking to you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
All right, we just had Gabe Ackett's go. That's a guy that I would love to see fall in the 3rd, but that's okay. I don't think there's any chance he would fall to the 3rd anyways.
No, and I mean, Todd McShay is pumping him for late first, so.
Yeah.
And honestly, would he be in consideration for us? Sure. Like, there's a world where I would be like, just take Akis as a safer pick than Messidor if we were picking an edge.
Yeah, I think it's funny because, obviously, the actual NFL GMs are going to make a lot of different picks in this. Like, again, that's why I don't think CJ Allen would be there. Just like Ty Simpson still hasn't gone. He's probably gone at this point in the real draft.
Yeah. I think the Cardinals in the second round will take Ty Simpson if he doesn't go in the first. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I'm curious on your thoughts on this. So I was talking about this to someone the other day, and that like there's not a big difference between player like 50 and player like 125 for me in this class. Like I view this class as a whole lot of just pick your flavor after you get outside like the top 50. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I agree. And like when Chop went crazy and traded down 3 times in the first, we were able to get so many players that I was like, oh my God, ungodly that you're able to even. And the ones we got, guess what? There was a second and third player I would have taken with every one of those picks and felt good about. To your point,
Yeah. So there goes Zion Young, which again,
thank God. Like,
yeah, that's high for me.
The Bengals would probably take him at 41.
Now here's a question. So I thought Caleb Banks had gone, but they switched it and put Lee Hunter, way early. But if Caleb Banks was there at 72, what are you doing? You taking him?
I probably would have to take the swing.
That's because like the way I view the draft is like round 1 has to be like surefire. You know this guy's going to be a starter year 1,
which is why we were mad about the Stewart pick.
Yeah, and so like you have to do that. That's what I view round 1. Round 2, I'm like, okay, round 2, I'm okay if there's a little bit of an issue. Maybe there's something wrong, but a guy you can still expect to make contributions. Round 3, I'm like, hey, swing for the fences. If a guy falls, swing for the fences. That's where you can take a risk.
Yeah, because if it pays off, you just get an insane pick. So I pulled my board up. Where did Keldrick Falk go, by the way?
Let's see. Keldrick Falk went 31 overall to the Patriots.
Good. Once again, that would have been a good for me, but I do still have him at 21 overall for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's the solid run defender. Like, and that's why I wasn't completely mad about taking Stewart where we took him last year.
Yeah, I think I've solidified my board. I think I have him just outside the top 30. I
get.
I have him. I've moved up and down on him. I had him as high as like 15 one time. I had him as low as like 50 something. It's just
not a top 10 player.
Yeah.
But once you get into the 20s in this draft class, I get it, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I ended up at with him. But I had Allen as my 24th overall player.
Yeah, this happens every year. There's guys that you and I are like literally locked on. Last year it was Ezraku. I think we had the exact same ranking. And this year, CJ Allen, I have him at 23. You have him at 24.
Dude, I guarantee if we actually go through this, there's a lot.
Like, yeah.
And we would. And I had Messidor at 28. So
yeah, I'm not sure where I have him.
If we're talking Messidor, but man, it's 28, but it is a soft 28. I love his tape. I love the effort he gives. I love how he chases down stuff. I love his ability to kick inside. I love him as a player, but 25 and injury issues cannot be ignored. It has to factor in.
Yeah, I have him at 45 because of that. Like, I honestly,
and I fully get it. I fully get that.
Yeah, Austin. You're pretty much right. I would be very, very shocked if they went offense in round 1. Jeremiah Love, if he fell, maybe. I would be shocked if they did that. Offensive line, maybe. But it just makes so much sense with the guys that are probably going to be on the board. Hey, who knows? Maybe the Browns will take Caden Proctor and then 2 offensive linemen go before us.
But you ask about Banks, and I still have him at 39 on my board. And I don't like that, but it's just I'm trying to rank talent.
Yeah.
So, like, kind of like with Mestor, I move him down because of the age, because of the injury. But I'm also like, with Banks, I'm like, the talent, the athleticism is so good that I'm ignoring the recurring foot injuries. Like, if it wasn't for that, he would be in the conversation for 10.
Yeah, and it's so hard as like a Twitter draft analyst because we don't have access to the medicals.
Yep.
We don't have access to those interviews that the teams are doing. I'm assuming Ben Tucky here. I'm assuming you're talking about Caleb Downs with the bad knees is what I'm assuming. I believe what I've read is that's been overblown. So I'm still in on Caleb Downs, but Stowers.
But it's a fair conversation. And Ben Tucky's just mad because, you know, you're a Notre Dame fan. I get it, brother.
What is a Notre Dame fan? Wouldn't he be upset about what's his Eli Raridan's got some rickety old bones too.
That's true. But I was just talking about, you know, this thing I got back here that has all these national titles for the Buckeyes.
This would be slightly upsetting with the pick that just came in though. If Akeem Messidor fell all the way down to and that is a very Ravens thing. They luck out with that type of stuff all the time.
Yes. And everyone's praising that pick because it's like, this is a first round player they got at 45. Last year it was Mike Green.
Yeah.
Mike Green was a top 15 player for me. Like, I won't say he wasn't, and I knew about the off-field stuff. I didn't know how to quantify that on my board. I knew the tape.
Yeah. Man, that's we were just talking about that. I don't know how you do that as a fan, like a casual person that can't go, ooh, Buccaneers, what with Jake Golday?
I want to go back to the Jets, though, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, sure.
And I love Steve. I want to be on his on Sunday. I'm going to be on his Spaces thing at 9 in the morning. That's going to be rough for me on a weekend. But Eli Stowers, we kind of talked about him a little bit. I mean, this is like a receiver, and I feel like they have tight ends. They still have the kid from the Buckeyes that needs more playing time, like 4 years later. I don't love that pick for the Jets. Like, without even knowing what they took, like, if they needed an edge, Messidor, like, there's a lot of things they could take. Golday, who just went off the board to the Buccaneers, like, I can't remember if they took a corner at any point, but shit, Chris Johnson's still out there. Like, there's just a lot of players that are popping in my head that I'm like, you took Stowers? I would feel underwhelmed as a Jets fan with that pick.
Yeah, I mean, in the Jets, like, they had, they got David Bailey, that's a good pick. Then they took Jordan Tyson, receiver.
Good pick. Scared. Two good picks, if I'm honest, though.
Yeah, I'm always a little weary of Jordan Tyson because the knee, but
he's still 13th on my board because of the talent.
Yeah. So and then to me, they got Avion Terrell there in the second round.
Take a corner.
So they take a corner. But to me, the Stowers pick is odd, especially like you said. Chris Johnson makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, double up on corner, but also D tackle, right? Like,
yeah.
And maybe this is just me because it's the top 50 player on my board. A guy I hope falls to us, but Grayson Halton.
Yep.
Or Caleb. Take the swing on Caleb Banks.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense too.
It's your fourth pick of the draft if you're the Jets. We're talking about we feel comfortable in the third, but you're talking about your fourth pick of the draft. A guy with first-round talent. I would take the swing on Caleb Banks there after, trading Quentin Williams.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what would happen here if we would have traded back. Obviously, again, CJ Allen. If CJ Allen's on the board, you're not trading back. But had he not, and we traded back past 47, and you had Golday, Trotter, Messidor, all these guys go off the board, that'd be one of those moments where you're like, what the crap?
Why did we trade back?
Yeah. If you trade back and it works, you're like, yeah, look how smart we are. If you trade back and it doesn't work, you're like, idiots.
Well, or you trade back and you take a play. Like, there's so many, like A.J. Brown. And the Bengals trade back and they take Drew Sample. The guy who went one pick ahead was A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was a pretty good player. Is a pretty good player for Philly.
A little bit. And yeah, Philly just got Chris Johnson, which is of course they did.
That is a Philly. Like when they got Mitchell and when they got Cooper DeJean, it was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, they got both of them. They needed a corner. They waited and got both of them.
All right, we do have a trade. The Falcons traded 48 and 231 to Philly for 54 and 114.
I'm gonna call Austin R out in the comments. It's Friday night. I'm allowed to do what I want. As a Bucks fan, you love the Gold-A pick. You're also a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And you can have 2 teams. You can't have 3. That's the rule.
Yeah, I'm just a Bengals fan. That is it. I will allow for the Packers to do well because my wife is a Packers fan. Like
Of course.
if they do well, I will allow it. But
well, I'm like who's in the playoffs? Which team do I want to see win if my team isn't in it? Like I'll root for different teams.
Yeah.
On different days, but I can't be a fan of 2 or 3 teams. This is not allowed, Austin. You gotta. I know Philly is your number 1. You've said that. The Bengals are your number 2. I will allow that. Different conferences. You cannot enter a 3rd team in the chat, Austin.
Yeah, and then the thing with me too is like I just want the Bengals. I don't want any teams to win that can get something up on the Bengals. So like
and that doesn't bother me. Like you're like a F Josh Allen guy.
Every year I'm like I have a rules. It can't be a quarterback that hasn't won one that's young. Like that is like a top guy. Like for example, like I didn't care that Sam Darnold won one because it's a cool story. But if Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson won one,
but still people could say Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl and Joe Burrow didn't.
Right, and then but that's an easy rebuttal because we're like, yeah, well, look at that team, you know. I don't want teams like the Lions to win one because no one gets one first.
I do. Portsmouth Spartans, brother. They were the Portsmouth Spartans. I live in Portsmouth, Ohio.
I can't do it though. I need the Bengals to be the next team to get their first one. I get
it. My whole thing is, man, I that was the first year I had my season tickets. Like, I'm like, I need this Super Bowl. Like, I need us to win it. Like, so many people were like, oh, we'll be back. I'm like, you don't understand how hard it is to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that 2021 and 22 season, because everybody says like, you know, it was a 1-year wonder. I'm like, we were arguably better in 2022. Just had that unfortunate ending.
Just of a side penalty, just a lot of sloppy stuff in that game. But we were arguably the better team.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so, like, I honestly think if we can literally just improve the defense by a few points, just a few points, we don't have to be a top 10 defense. Obviously, we'd love that. If we get a fully healthy Joe Burrow and a top 10 defense, I don't know who could stop us.
We need a healthy Burrow, number 1, but putting on my Greg Luther, I'm Mr. Positive hat, and I'm not. If anyone watches Bengals and Brews, they know that I'm not. I'm Mr. Negative. I would rather look at worst case scenario and then look at the upside. But our defense looked pretty good without Trey Henderson the second half of the season. Guys like Myles Murphy made huge jumps, and then I don't think they did enough in free agency, but you did add Jonathan Allen, you added Brian Cook, you added Boye Mafe. You added some talented players to a defense that was ascending, and you're hoping really got Al Golden's vision and how he wanted to do things. And now he's got 3 new pieces there that are talented players that have been there and done that. And that's before the draft. You had a draft like we had with his defense, with Delane, with Allen. I think top 10 isn't crazy, right?
It's not. And I mean, and that's the thing. In year 2, like if you remember with when Lou came here, right? Year 1, Lou was not good. Like the year 1 defense.
I did not like that hire. Remember, he was like the 18th option that year.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, but after he got some more of his guys in there, guys that fit his system a little bit better, and it was more established in year 2, the defense got so much better. Yeah. And that's, I think, the same thing that we can have happen with Al Golden. I think it's going to be better just because of that. And adding players like we did in free agency, and then having a draft. If we hit a draft like these first two picks, while I obviously want the defensive line help a little bit, I'm ecstatic with these two picks.
Oh, and so we've taken a corner, we've taken a linebacker, safety. Adding Duggar, it's not going to keep you from taking a Caleb Downs, but it can keep you from taking a 3rd or 4th round safety.
Yeah.
You can wait till almost the 6th round and get some, as we did the safety show on shameless plug, Bengals and Bruce. I don't know why I do this, but I'm doing
good.
it. But so there's a lot of guys, Xavier Nwankpa, Robert Spears Jennings, that I'm like, man, Cole Wisniewski, that I'm like, these guys. Shout out your guy, Maximus Pulley.
Yeah, Maximus Pulley is a guy out of Wofford who we've interviewed on this show. Who, if you watch his tape, he's an absolute dog in the run game. He can play. He's that more box safety type that can absolutely run, hit somebody coming downhill. But he's also a special teams ace too. So that's the type of guy you grab in the 7th round that replaces Tyson Anderson.
6th, 7th round. You're trying to add guys, and the Bengals have 4 picks, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. You're trying to, at that point, you're going special teams.
Yeah.
Give me a guy that can be a dog, and there's going to be some good players there. So, and that's the thing. If you don't get a Downs, you don't get a McNeil Warren, you don't get a Thiedemann, it's okay to just say, hey, that's why I do like that they brought in Duggar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bringing in Duggar allows them to have a little flexibility there. And obviously Downs, we would all want that to be the pick. But other than that, I'm going to have
reach. You don't have to reach.
You don't. And there's guys I like in round 3 and 4, but if with Duggar in the mix, if my top center or the one of the best remaining defensive tackles or edge is there in round 3 or 4, I'm probably leaning that over safety just because we have that. We can postpone it a little bit. And still add that guy. And there's some high upside guys that are going to be there on day 3 too.
Which is why I would still bring in, assuming he still wants to play, Bobby Wagner. I would still bring in Bobby Wagner before the draft because we're kind of telegraphing that we want a linebacker on day 2, and teams can trade in front of you and take a Jacob Rodriguez.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. I would not be surprised if it happens because that makes too much sense. Let's talk about some of these picks that have gone off. The one that just went, the Packers, Brandon Cisse. Lots of different opinions on him. What are your thoughts on him?
Man, all the talent in the world. Similar to a guy we covered in Genesis Smith at safety is my viewing of these players. I don't know how much he loves to tackle, and that concerns me. Both are athletic guys. Cisse is very athletic, and it's like, well, he's an outside corner. Maybe he doesn't always have to do that. I get it. But you do sometimes have to do that. And there's flashes that he will do that, but it's not consistent. And there's some really bad tape of him missing tackles. Yeah. I don't clip up the bad stuff. I never do. But that's my biggest concern with him. I love the athleticism. I love everything he can bring as a very good corner. But I think there's a lot of volatility on if he works out or not. He may be Cam Taylor-Britt, and Cam Taylor-Britt liked physicality. I just feel like maybe he's not a surefire top 50-ish player here.
Yeah, I would feel more comfortable with him in round 3, and that's exactly because of what you said. You would watch, and it's not like I've seen players who have bad games, but when they're on, they're on. But for him, I would be watching a game, and it was like play to play. It was off and on. I'm like, it's so hard 100%. It's so hard to get a gauge on a player when they're just all over the place. And that's 2 really good picks in a row.
Yeah, Rutledge going to the Steelers, which yippee. Yeah. And then Pond's going to the Patriots. Pond's going to the Patriots. Just like, if the Patriots can make it back to the Super Bowl, D'Angelo Pons will have the game ceiling interception in that game.
100%.
Like, it's just written in stone at that point.
Yeah, he's a guy I don't think the Bengals would take, honestly. Just because of his size.
Yep.
But man, you're looking at maybe the most technically sound corner in the entire draft. Like that's how he makes up for his size. Watching his tape it's like teach tape.
It's technically sound, but he's willing to gamble and make the big play.
Yeah.
And his physicality at his size, and that's something I wrote in the draft guide over the summer. This guy plays like he's 50 pounds bigger than he is.
Yeah, I mean, he'll pop you too.
There's not many people that have that mentality. And I think Jeremiah Smith got him a little bit as a Buckeye fan. But he competed his ass off in one-on-one coverage. And if we go back to Jermon McCoy at his best in 2024, Jeremiah Smith cooked Jermon McCoy.
That's all I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, cool. Jeremiah Smith beat him. Jeremiah Smith beats everyone. But the one thing I will say is Jeremiah Smith did not have much yak on him. So he may make some catches over him, but he's going to get him down quick.
Size be damned. This guy is a dog.
Yeah, so he's one of my favorite players in this entire draft. And
he's like in the 40s for me. And like, had we taken him, had CJ Allen not been there, even taking Jermon McCoy, I would have to consider Pons because I love him that much. So I mean, man, that's a great pick. And the Patriots getting him hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, like I have my opinions on players, and every time I'm watching a draft, I'm like, I hope. Like I'm always like rooting for teams to take like teams in the AFC. I'm like, yeah, take this loser.
Take Zion Young. It's terrible, and Zion Young may be good, but I can only evaluate what I see, and I do not get the Zion Young first round love. Like just to go back to him because I'm like, he has no quickness, he has no explosiveness. At least with Kendrick Falk, I'm talking about a 6'6", 280-pound guy that's a dog against the run. Zion Young is good and big, but he's not that big, and he's not that good, and he's not that athletic. And Kendrick Falk has no off-field issues. So I'm like, what are we even talking about here that Zion Young's getting more hype?
Yeah, I think for me, Zion Young is relatively low on my board.
I got him in the 70s, and that's generous in my opinion.
He's in the 70s. He's at 71 for me, and I would say that is the edge of where I would put him.
And Damon Wilson the second is a better player than him in my opinion.
I thought he was coming out this year.
Yeah, and he's transferring to Miami. Like he's a better player than him because you guys know I'm already on that 2027. I gotta get that out for the people. For the 10 people that give a shit about my draft guide, I'll be putting it out.
What I will say about that draft guide is if you want to be more knowledgeable on football, I mean, even myself, I consider myself someone who spends a ton of time watching, a ton of time looking at players. When you look at that draft guide, there's just so much in there. So even if you're just trying to get familiar, so that way you know the names. Give me 1 second. I got my son here.
You're all good, but that's part of it. As he said, I just had my daughter turn 20 and the other one turned 16. My kids don't give a shit about me, so I am deep diving into this draft life. I got my regular job, and man, I'm putting a ton of work in. I'm not trying to blow myself about it. I never do. But I don't know that I've ever put more time and effort into draft stuff, like to plug something that I do as like the 2026 stuff I feel very confident about. And then my 2027 stuff is going to be insane because I already feel good about it.
Yeah. I think one thing that I did this year is like you guys just talked about the beast on your show, right? Over on Bengals and Brews. And one thing that I wanted to do is I was like, you know what? I'm going to test myself up against Dane Brugler. And I went and I looked at his top 10s for every position. And I went and looked at my top 10s for every position to see like how in line I was. Not necessarily exactly the same order, but just like, do I have the same 10 players? And
Absolutely.
I ended up having 74% of the same top 10 players that he had across the board. And I was like that was like I felt, a little pat on the back. Like I felt like I'm doing pretty good as some just guy that likes to watch football.
Yeah, same. And that's something like the last couple of years, like my hit rate for top 100 players, Todd McShay always brags about, and I'm like, mine was I've only done it for 2 that I've publicly put out. But I'm like, mine would be higher.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. You had in the 80s one time, didn't you?
86 out of 100. Like, and that's
absurd.
But here's the thing. Like, I don't think you should ever strive for that.
No.
Like, and that's what I'm like. That's where I'm like, okay, I could try to get more than, I could get 90 of my top 100 and that'd be an astronomical number. But I'm like, you know what I'd like to do is 3 years from now, look back on it and go, well, that player that I had in my top 100 that no one else did, he hit. He's a Pro Bowler. Like that's the ones that matter, I think. More.
Yeah, that's like so. Like for me, if I look at my board, there's some guys like I'm super high on Landon Robinson. Landon Robinson is in my top 100. You guys had him on your show. We had him on our show.
Hey, and I will always give you the credit of how much you vouch for him.
Yeah,
bang that drum for him.
And if he turns out and is exactly what I think he's gonna be, I will be like patting myself on the back. Even like guys like Traydon Stukes. Traydon Stukes now is super high. But I had him in my top 100 like freaking 3 months ago when he was at like 300 on PFF. And like those make you feel so much better about your ability to like I'm really high on Jaden Kennedy.
Same. Bro, he's French top 100 for me and he's going in 7th round mock drafts.
Yep, he is right at the edge of my top 100. I think right now, he's at 94 right now for me.
Yeah, he's in the hundreds for me, but it's right outside the top 100. And like, I love him. I've talked about like
that's a guy around 6 or 7. If the Bengals like grabbed him, you talk about getting a high upside nickel. Like they have him as fringe UDFA.
He's played safety. He's played corner. Like he's done a lot. He's been at a lot of schools. First year at Oregon and Ole Miss. Was he somewhere else before Ole Miss?
I think he was, and I don't know why that is. It could just be NIL.
Always, but like this dude is an absolute dog. Like we talk about Pons, we don't talk about Jane Kennedy.
Yeah,
like so you're talking Pons in the 2nd, or for me, Kennedy in the 4th.
Yep.
Probably take it, and that's something that I like to do is like this guy in the 2nd, this guy in the 4th. I think that's fun draft talk.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen me talk about it before, but me and Matt on our show here, we do talk about shadow drafts all the time. Oh man, hold on, I'm mad.
I did it. Well, I did shadow drafts for a couple. Yeah, Grayson Holton.
Yeah, but yeah, so shadow drafts, right? Like that's something that is for us ultra draft nerds, where you draft your own players and you try to build a team. And for me, one thing that I've been doing is I literally have like a spreadsheet where I'll try to get all these different positions, and I'll be like, okay, if I get this guy here, then I want this guy here. And I'll have like them ranked. I'll have them like round ranked essentially like we would a GM. And that helps me decide like for example, this year, there's a good chance I would be in a position with my first pick to take Carnell Tate if I wanted to. And I'm like, I don't have hardly any wide receivers on my team. And I'm like, would Carnell Tate be the best wide receiver on my team? Sure. But I mean, I could maybe get a Zachariah Branch in round 2 or an Omar Cooper Jr. with my 2nd pick. And then I could get a top defensive player with my first pick. So like, that's the same thing that we're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I did this shadow team stuff, but it was like I was live streaming the draft, which I'm gonna do again. boys, I'm going to do it again because I'm crazy. And so I said, any content creators want to come on like 3 days? Because I don't know. Like, I'm probably going to be streaming on Friday. Like, listen, I'd love to meet DJ Turner and DJ Ivy and be at the Project Game Day draft event, but I'm probably just going to be sitting here streaming because that's a lot of driving, and I'm so locked in on draft weekend. You know what I mean? Like, last year was very difficult for me to drive up to Fulling Warehouse, drive back, and be like, do all day Saturday. You know?
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, and for me
that's
this year,
the draft, it's nothing against Project Game Day, like, you know, but it's like I was doing this before Project Game Day was a thing. Like, I love doing these streams of the draft.
Yeah, and for me, I think the reason I love the draft so much is because I'm a big storyteller, right? That's what I've done in my military career. Like, I tell stories, and we are looking at potentially like the culmination of decade plus work for these guys, and to see them reach their dream, and the story is not finished then, but you're seeing these young guys who have put unless it's like a guy like Ihanakor who just started playing football, but you know, these guys have worked their lives to try to get to this point. It's such
still
a cool
the amount
thing.
of work they put in to be where they're at. If they played for 3-4 years, 5 years, you know.
All right, so Derek Moore just went. That's an edge that I would have liked in the third.
Same.
That's an unfortunate. He is 58 ranked overall, and then is that? I don't know if that Texans pick is going to stay there or not, but I think
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
All good.
Man, this is good. This is fun for me. I don't care if nobody else likes it. I'm having a good time.
All right, so. You know, we've got a lot of players still on the board that I think are going to be available for us in the third round. R. Mason Thomas, who is one of my favorite edge players, just went to the Texans. So the edge room is getting a little thin. Fun fact: R. Mason Thomas, his the first letter literally just means R. Oh, Austin, I just saw this. When you make your shadow teams, do you ever name them? Yeah, my I have mine is the Cincinnati Sparks, which I don't even live in Cincinnati, but I'm just from that area. But mine is called the Cincinnati Sparks, and I had AI make me a football / Skyline Chili themed logo. So yeah, I have a whole like spreadsheet made up and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to get a little more into the production side of my team next year, using some different AI stuff to do some fun things with it. But yeah, the Cincinnati Sparks, we're still looking for a quarterback, unfortunately. But I will plug. So we are going to be, Matt and myself are going to be live on the night, the first round of the draft as well. We're not going to be doing any of the later rounds. We're going to do a full recap show after the draft on probably Tuesday, our normal night. But we're not going to be doing rounds 2 and 3 and then the day 3 stuff. But we'll be there live on night 1, and we'll be talking. I'll be in Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, for my daughter's cheer competition. So I will be in a hotel room and hopefully have connection. If I don't, then it is what it is, and Matt might have to be doing it himself. But that's always fun because you'll see our live reaction to it. You'll also see us make our picks for our shadow team. And a couple of years ago, like one of the first years that Matt and I went live, this channel didn't exist then. We just went on his YouTube channel. It was the year that Miles Murphy was drafted for the Bengals. And while Miles Murphy is starting to break out and is a guy I really like, when we took him, I wanted an instant impact guy. And the reason I did not like Miles Murphy when we drafted him is because I knew he needed time to develop. And I'm being proven right. He is developing now. And we potentially, we had a defensive coordinator who didn't give him the snaps that he deserved. But yeah, I was near crash out because my buddy Matt knew that I did not want Miles Murphy, and he laughed so hard when we did take him. So yeah, that's what you can potentially look at, us crashing out over our teams. Like if the Bengals like took a Caleb Banks or something like that, yeah, I'd crash out. Yeah, Austin, I am an amateur when it comes to design. I'm getting there, but it's definitely fun to play around with. And I actually do. I teach graphic design slightly as well. I'm just bare
And I
minimum.
teach school, which is crazy.
You do? I actually didn't know that. Yeah, I teach graphic design, photography, videography, and journalism. So
What? Bro, that's crazy.
yeah, it's what I did. It's what I did when I was in the military, and now I just do that as a civilian. Basically the same thing, but with a dope beard now. So
Oh yeah. I mean Dalton Reisner.
yeah. While you were gone, our Mason Thomas and Trey Dan Stukes went off the board.
Kind of crazy Mason Thomas made it that far to me.
I know. And I also brought up the fact that the R stands for R.
Yeah, it does stand for R. He should be a Buccaneer because it'd be like R Mason Thomas.
If I was the Buccaneers, I would want to take him just for that reason.
Yeah, pick 15. Like pick 15.
Yeah, pick 15. But I mean, let's say he's there at 46. Jake Golday, I mean, Pirates do search for gold, so that might, you could do some.
That's true. They got which is why they should take Mason Thomas Mason Thomas at 15 and Golday at 46.
Yeah, that would be absolutely wild. But yeah. So yeah, I was just telling the story about when before we had this channel, Matt and I would just watch the draft live on his personal YouTube. And the first time we did it was when we took Miles Murphy, and I understood the upside of Miles Murphy, but was not a fan of taking him for us because I wanted an instant impact guy. And I was like, he's a couple years away. And so I like crashed out, and Matt was dying laughing because he knew I wanted just about anyone else.
Well, I was live during that pick, and everyone crashed out. And I was like, I get it, though. I'm like, honestly, he's probably near BPA for me. When you're picking in the late 20s, like, I was like, I don't have a problem. Breesy went one pick ahead. I arguably would have taken Murphy over him.
Yeah. The only bad part was that Lou decided it would be a good idea to just never play him. So
exactly. And to develop, you need time. And he was 21 when he came out, and there's like 6-7 guys usually that are 20, 21 years old. There's not that many, he was very young. And I'm like, he will need time. Like I said that. Like I try not to crash out. Yeah. And now last year tested me because we had Andrew Fox Miller, who is on the show with James Rapine. And he literally was on there and he's like, they're going to take Walter Nolan. And we had a Steelers fan on, Tyler Kelly. And I thought he was joking when he's like, Walter Nolan just went to the Cardinals. I'm like, bullshit. The Cardinals like taking Walter Nolan.
I was so mad.
And then Andrew Fox Miller's like, no, that's who they took. And I'm like, oh my God. Like that was a crash out.
I was so mad because I knew it. I was like, we just got our interior pass rush. I was so hyped, man.
Well, because I was like, I would take Walter Nolan, but I didn't think the Bengals necessarily would. And one pick away, I remember when George Karlaftis, we took Dax Hill, but I'm like, if Karlaftis would be my dream pick, he's worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Well, we finally had QB2 go off the board at pick 61 to the Rams.
That's great. And hey, good for them here in this mock draft scenario that they get him here. But
yeah, and
do you think he's in the conversation for 13?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's gonna go probably towards the end of round 1. like I could see one of two things happening: a team that could potentially need a quarterback down the line could grab him, or a team moves up to try to take him to get that 5th-year option. But yeah, I mean, it's just so scary. Like the data is not good for.
I still go to the Cardinals if a team moves up.
Yeah, but the data is not good for quarterbacks that only have under 20 starts in college.
It is not. And man, his second half of the season, like his end of this last 3-4 games, really bad.
Yeah. I was starting to try to talk myself into it for him being a high first-round pick early in the season because he was looking incredible. Yep. But then, yeah, he fell off a cliff hard towards the end of the season. I'm like, it just looked bad, like really bad. I'm like, I don't even know how you can consider taking him in the first round now, but you know, quarterbacks always have a tax on where they go.
It's true, and unfortunately for us, it's not the season for it. Even with that, you know, we can't get 2, 3, 6 of them to go before we pick at 10. We're probably going to have one.
If all the guys would have declared that could have declared, I would have seen probably 2 or like I wouldn't be surprised if 3 went. Like if Dante Moore declared,
Moore for sure would have been in top 5.
Lenora Sellers even maybe,
but the one for me who was considering it was Darian Mensah, who transferred from Duke to Miami, Florida, and it's going to have a great. I understand it from his standpoint. He might be in the conversation to go over Texas.
Arch, yeah. And who knows? Arch might not even come out. His family historically takes all their eligibility.
I can't see him taking another year. I really can't.
Yeah, unless he has a bad year. And you know, they're gonna. I wouldn't be surprised to see him kind of finagle things to go where he wants at least a little bit. His family does have that type of power. But we'll see. But it's always next year for quarterbacks. But yeah, you're exactly right. If we could have had at least 2, maybe 3 go before us in pick 10, then now we're sitting there with multiple options at pick 10 and
or a couple receivers like Jeremiah Smith in this class. You know, like it just everything could have been changed, but it's just not. And also, we want to win these games late in the year, but do we? Like when your draft guys, like, do you? Like you're not going to make the playoffs. What does this 1 win mean? Between picking 8 and 10, we saw that last night. Picking 8 would have gave us Arvell Reese.
I know, and it is really hard to because like I always want to win, but also
it's same.
I want a really good player. Ooh, there goes a guy I would have been interested in at 72.
I'm trying to tweet out. Tap in. We have taken Delane
and CJ Allen, and there's some good players on the board still.
You know, if anybody's watching, man, tweet it out, man. Tell the people that Ryan Sparks and Draft to the Future subscribe and like. Link up, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got a cute kid in here anyways, too.
It's hard to be content creators. I get down on myself so much, you know.
Yeah, a lot of times we Matt and I normally go live pretty late just because, you know, I got kids and my kids are very active with stuff. So, and there's so many people doing so many good things too. But
yeah, for sure. But I'm going to selfishly say I put so much time and effort into the draft stuff. So it's like when no one responds to anything I put out, I feel very down on myself.
Yeah. And it's so, you know, I've done social media and stuff like that, social media management for the military for the last decade. And it's one of those things that people claim to be experts at like how to get followers and stuff like that. But a lot of times it's just the right person
Random.
shares your thing, and now you're like popping off.
I wouldn't even say share. Like, yeah, it does matter, but it's also like, man, you just got to hit something at the right time, for people to care about it. And I don't know. I don't want anyone to get discouraged about it because I love it. And like when I do get down and upset about it, I look back at myself and I go, man, I'm doing this because I love it. Like it would be awesome if people were like, hey, yeah, we appreciate your content and your effort, but if people were just like, because it's like to have nobody to talk to sometimes when you're down. Like I think it goes back to the mental health thing for me. So it's like,
yeah. And I mean, honestly, this is where like Matt and I started doing this because we were just looking for an outlet for for something. And then when the government shut down and both of us were out of work, we were interviewing players and having our talks, and it was something that kept us upbeat during that time. And that's why I always try to like share out people's stuff when they're doing it when I see it, because it's good to support, and for a lot of us it brings us a lot of joy.
Yeah, I love the draft, and that's what's like. I love it. I wish more people understood my love of it, I guess. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do it because I enjoy it. That's the same reason I go on Draft Professors and all this stuff and what we're doing with this. Like, I didn't even see your message. You sent it to me Saturday. I seen it yesterday. Yeah. And I was like, why am I not? Because it wasn't showing up on my phone. It wasn't showing up on my, the messenger system is broken.
They updated it, and it's so stupid.
So broken. I seen it on my work computer, and I'm like, what? I was like, wait, what? Oh, wait. I was like, here's my phone number. Just text me because I don't. I'm like, if you get this, text me, So
yeah.
Because I want to support you guys and what you do too, because it's awesome, man. And you guys love the draft. It's everything to me of like supporting other people too.
Yeah, and at a minimum, if I'm free, I'm in the comment section typically riling up the the listeners or trolling, or in your case, throwing out obscure player names like Devonta Maxwell.
Yeah, that just get me excited, It gets something for me to talk about. I love that. And I've offered you to come on the show multiple times.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, it's like work schedule and stuff, but stuff like this, man, it's a Friday night. Let's go.
Yeah, well, funny story. I actually posted on Instagram the other day a video of Devonta Maxwell getting a sack, and I was like, my guy, look at him dominating. And he actually liked it. He liked it and was like, heck yeah, man. And so me and my son are going to a DC Defenders game in a couple weeks. So I'm gonna
got to get that autograph. You got to get a picture with Devonta.
I know, right?
For me, one recently was like Michael Heldman.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he liked the comment where I was like, he gets knocked off his base too much on this tape I watched. He liked it. He didn't say nothing. Just liked it. And I'm like, oh, that guy thinks I'm an asshole. It's like, bro, I'm just going off of this tape that I clipped up and watched.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like Matt and I, like we like rooting on like some of the lesser known guys. That's why we had Cameron Stewart on here. We had, Maximus Pulley, Landon Robinson before his name started to blow up. And like those are the type, like it's so easy to root for those guys that are like just genuinely good people too. And so those are the guys we always try to hype up. Eventually.
I'm terrified of Travis Burke, by the way.
Are you?
Terrified because I had him as a 7th round guy to start the process.
And he's very, very high now for a lot of people.
Well, he's DMing me going, why do you view me this way? And I'm like, I've watched your tape. I ain't trying to have no beef.
Yeah.
I just said nothing. Like terrified. Just terrified of that guy. He is an ass kicker. I do love
he's mean. He's mean.
I do love I wonder if he goes over the line at times.
Yeah.
Like how many penalties he could have in the NFL. But it is awesome to see all the love he's getting from all these top. He's 98th on my board. Like I'm on board with it too. And I like the thing for me was like I got to see it more than Memphis. He was at Gardner-Webb, other places before. It's scary. Yeah. And if a guy is 6'9", the leverage is my concern. I'm just going to be honest about it.
Yeah, I mean he's big. So hey, we're a few picks away now.
Well, he plays with really good leverage.
Yeah.
And he's an ass kicker. And like I watched him versus Arkansas, and he's going against Quincy Rhodes Jr. and all these players. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is a top 100 player. That's what sold me on.
All right, so we're getting close to the pick now. We got like 5 picks before us. Right now the big board, the top players available: Jeremy Bernard, Zachariah Branch. There's some offensive linemen like Caleb Tiernan, Connor Lew. Connor Lew's still there. Connor Lew's still there. There's some corners like Keith Abney, Davison Igbinosin, but we already got a corner. We've also got Dominique Orange, Big Citrus. Let's see, Max Clare, Romello Height.
Well, I want to
go ahead.
Like, man,
not Max Clare anymore.
Who'd you mention a couple picks ago?
Well, AJ Halsey went, and then Dennis Sutton, which is the guy.
No, still on the board.
There's still guy. Dominic Orange, Caleb Tiernan, Zachariah Branch.
Branch stands out.
Yeah.
Who else? There's
let's see, Connor Lew.
Yeah, I still feel more comfortable in the 4th, but I get the upside.
You've got Sam Hecht, Elijah Surratt, Skylar Bell, Jayshon Barham, Bud Clark, and Zakiya Wheatley are there.
Abney, who just went.
Abney,
that was the one. Abney to me is the top 50 player. Like I love Abney. Like that was the one that I was going to say. Like I don't know why he's still on the board, but he went pick 69, so that's nice.
Yeah. So where are we kind of leaning here? Like, what are your thoughts on Big Citrus?
I wouldn't hate it here in the 3rd, but I don't see the pass rush upside. I know he had like a 19% win rate or whatever, but that's not how he plays. He doesn't.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. That stats can be misleading.
What are your views on Caleb Tiernan as like a swing tackle?
I wouldn't hate it. I don't know if I'd love it in the 3rd.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, Barber, Burke.
I feel like there's going to be guys we can get in the 4th, whereas like a guy like Zachariah Branch or Jeremy Bernard, that'd be definitely a good option.
Well, sell me on Bernard because, like, I do have him up there, but I got Branch as a 2nd-round guy. So, like, he is way above Bernard, who I have as a 3rd-round. I know we're in the 3rd, but.
Yeah. So, Jeremy Bernard, he's not necessarily the greatest athlete, but he's a really good route runner. He gets pretty good separation. He reminds me, actually, of Tyler Boyd. But I don't know that he's quite to that level. But, in round 3, I'd be interested, but I mean, when you're talking home run threat type, Zachariah Branch does make more sense. And the Bengals aren't necessarily good at screens, but if you put him out there with the wide receivers we have, that becomes kind of scary.
Greg, you eating cake? This guy. I said cake too. Oscar Delp, yeah. He was there in like the 7th round for us, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, PFF's really low on him.
But why would Oscar Delp? Well, I guess to replace Njoku.
Yeah, because they got the GOAT already.
I was gonna say your guy, Carol Fannin. You love you some Harrison.
It's a little bit of a BGSU.
I know, Bowling Green.
Oh, there goes Connor Lew. All right, well, we're on the clock now. So what are we thinking? Are we thinking other than Dominic Orange? I don't really see anybody that I would be interested in terms of the defense. And we've gone defense. Are you leaning Zachariah Branch?
All right, so we got our linebacker, we got our corner. What's there at safety?
At safety,
Just to try to and edge and safety, because we said we don't think anybody's there at D-tackle.
Okay, so edge, we've got Joshua Josephs. Kamari Ramsey's there at safety. Bud Clark's there at safety. Zakee Wheatley is still there at safety. Keyron Crawford, Jalen Kilgore, Genesis Smith. That's it on LT Overton.
Oh, hell no. He shouldn't be on that list.
Romello Height is still there.
They would have to go outside their norms.
Yeah, that's way outside their norms.
On size, for me, he would be in the conversation 100%. Romello Height. Explosive, but he's also older too. And I get it, just to pass on him here. I think Zachariah Branch probably best player on my board. That's just my thought. Greg, you got any thoughts?
Kilgore, Dale, you sold me on Kilgore today, buddy.
But we took the lane, so it's
that's the hard part there.
Yeah, but I mean, dude.
I know. And where are we saying, is this our state? Then we're completely. I would like him as a big slot, continue that role from South Carolina almost.
Well, I feel like one of the.
Dude. So let me ask you this, Ryan. Did you see? Does he look any similarities with Nick Memori? Kilgore does.
I mean, could be. I don't think that he's going to be at that level, but I don't know. I'm kind of leaning either offensive line or wide receiver here.
So you're thinking Tiernan? I just have concerns with Tiernan's arm length with his height, but man, the tape is good. It's not a crazy pick if you're thinking Tiernan.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably actually no. Connor Liu just went because Connor Liu probably would have been the one I would have gone over top of Tiernan. I think there's better options for our swing tackle later on.
Yeah.
So
another round later, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anyone besides Branch that you would be interested in?
I don't know. He stands out to me as fringe top 50 player for me. And we're picking in the 70s. Sorry, Greg, it's kind of perfect to take this guy, but he gives you the return upside and an improvement, a separator in the slot. I know that a lot of his stuff is close to the line of scrimmage at Georgia, but when he actually goes downfield, when he actually makes moves, he's very good at it. He's a move separator.
You want to send it in?
Let's send it.
I do. It's all good.
I know they're gonna give me a hard time on this because Draft Professor Jim is always like, another wide receiver? I'm like, yeah. Have you seen how our team runs?
Have you seen Andre Yosavash? No offense, Greg. Once again, that was a little bit of offense by saying.
And that is what's funny is Zachariah Branch is a guy that I could see the Bills or Chiefs going after right there too.
Yeah, they're pissed.
So that makes it even better. Oh man.
I just think at 72, man, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. You get your return value, you get your slot receiver, you get a guy that can take the top off of the D. He's a dynamic player. He was a dynamic player at USC. He was a dynamic player at Georgia.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I think he just gives us so much more upside. And, we've had a lot of good health in our wide receiver room, but you always need those players. Gives us another dynamic option. And, I think he becomes an instant impact player. And like you said, special teams, he's going to have a role. We lost Jermaine Burton, who didn't really see the field much anyways. Yoshi has been inconsistent. Charlie Jones hasn't been much. So, I think that's a really good pick that gives us some good depth at the position.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
And as Dar said, I like Yoshi, but the third wide receiver on a team with Chase and T should be open all the time.
Yeah.
And honestly, Branch would be the explosives he could provide to your offense.
Yeah, because even if he becomes like even if he still is just like a check down type guy, I mean, we can use him in that role with other guys getting wide open.
All the attention that teams would give T and Chase, we're just going to throw it out to the flat to Branch. But he's dynamic enough to break a runoff for 20 yards. Like, it would add a dynamic that I don't think we have right now.
Fair enough. Hey, I'm waving the white flag, guys. It's okay.
No, I just think the value is great.
No, I know. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I think Ryan's got to go. We got our picks in.
Yeah, I'm probably have to get off here, but I am supposed to hop on with the Ravens guy to talk about Bengals versus Ravens team building at some point. But I'm gonna give myself a break to try to talk my kids into calming down. But I mean, hey, after 2 days, we've got Mansour Delane, we got CJ Allen, we got Zachariah Branch. I feel like we've improved this team a ton.
Well, and starting from where we started with like, oh man, we're kind of stuck with Delane because our top targets all went off the board.
Yeah.
I feel like we really bounced back by getting CJ Allen and then swinging over to the offense, getting dynamic returner and slot weapon and Branch. I would feel great about that, knowing I'm going into day 3 where I could fill swing tackle, center roles, where I think there's still a lot of good players out there.
Yeah, and I mean, so I'm not going to be live tomorrow. I've got, family stuff, so I am going to still try to send in the picks for us. So you might see me,
don't screw it up. Don't screw it up.
I'll try not to, but yeah, I mean, I think we're in a good position. I still want to get a defensive lineman or two. I still want to get an offensive lineman, maybe a tight end. Is there a position that we've taken so far that you would potentially double up on?
Maybe corner, just for slot corner wise.
Yeah, I could see myself taking, especially if like Kennedy's there much later. That's the guy I might.
Yeah,
take.
if he's there with one of the 6th round picks, like give me that all day.
Yeah. So, well, hey, I appreciate you both for coming on and hanging out. And I'll be looking forward to your stuff. Dale, you want to plug what you got going on here soon?
A lot of stuff. So SB Nation did that mock draft. It's going to officially come out on SBNation.com with my pick. They'll post those separately. But I picked Mansour Delane. But that's part of I write for Cincy Jungle. Stuff with Bengals and Brews. Let me see. I'm going to be doing Spaces.
Yeah, I saw
Tuesday.
Wow.
Spaces on Tuesday at 4:00. Also going to be doing Spaces Sunday morning at 9:00 with Steve, who's doing the draft for the Jets. Man, so many things. Just so many things. Follow Bengals and Brews. I'll tweet it all out.
That's right. All right. Well, we appreciate it. And thank you for coming on. And thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night.
Hoo day.
Good day.
Hoo day.